NSFW. What are the most common mistakes girls make in bed? Not a mistake, just a tip for the BJs. The wetter the better. Would a grapefruit help? And that's how ya grapefruit ya man. Slurp. When they bounce too high when riding cowgirl style, she's getting into it, and her bouncing becomes more energetic. She reaches the apex of her thrust at the exact moment you reach the nadir of yours. Danger. Will Robinson. Your dick fully exits her pussy just before she begins her downward movement. Unfortunately, when your pork sword left the sheath, it also angled away from the opening, so when she comes back down, she lands hard on your dick, which is still pointed upright but not at the right angle to go back inside her. At that point, it feels like your unyielding peen might snap in two. If you find yourself in this situation, you just gotta grit your teeth and get right back into it. Broken dick or no, this is what separates the men from the boys. Lack of feedback communication will get you the big box store treatment. Legally fits the description of what you asked, but don't expect it to overperform. If you want to be choked, called an slutty Brussels sprout, and spanked with a rare issue of a Superman comic, I'm fine with that, but you need to communicate. Also works for vanilla stuff. Yes, no, keep going, wait, move over here, can I get on top, etc. are not long words, phrases. I'm a choke you slutty Brussels sprout. Please tell me if you have not showered. I haven't showered. The starfish technique. Well, it's not really a technique so much as a non-technique. Some women I've been with seem to have mastered it, so I was convinced they must have practiced. Playing with my balls like you're kneading dough or milking a cow. Don't wait to be asked for a blowjob. Not initiating enough. If we are laying there and you want to touch my upper thigh, put your hands down my pants. Do something. I will always be down to no matter how tired I am. You are never bothering me by touching me in a seductive way while we lay there and watch TV or if I am doing something else. I hate having to initiate 80% of the time. I like to have fun sex. Me having to initiate almost every time is not fun. Steals the covers. I just wrap them under my side and alligator death roll myself into a cocoon when my girlfriend does this. Steal my covers again. I dare you. Sleep in the cold. Personally, I think alligator death rolls aren't used enough in a whole variety of situations. I brought the vagina. You do the rest. Grabbing my penis when all I want to do is watch Finding Nemo. She's trying to find Nemo. Being squeamish about your own body. There is no bigger turn-off than a woman who can't just let go a bit and share bodies. If I thought you were gross I wouldn't be here. Communicate. I have friends that can't talk about sex with their husbands. It blows my mind. Steps to give a great handjob. Step 1. Use your mouth. There is no step 2. Seriously. I mean, I like when she jerks me off for a little bit to tease me, but straight up handjobs are lame as I'm like, you know how often I experience this on my own, plus, I'm better at it. Not flipping your pillow over and taking advantage of the cold side of the pillow. Not wearing your socks to bed so you can't take them off while in bed. If there is a more pleasant feeling I am unaware of it. Worrying about how they look during sex. No enthusiasm. Can't just lay there and let me do all the work. They want you to be a marathon man and change positions every 5 minutes. Then complain if you start to sweat. Ask them to get on top and do some work and after a minute they're tired and want to go back to missionary. Other one is the one that gets on top and figures your dick is a foot long and wants to bounce up and down. You have to grab their hips and control the bounce because that is how they break your prick. I've had them bend it like Beckham. Ouch. You're not supposed to blow. It's supposed to be really dry though, right? Like a desert. Teeth. I have somewhat of a unique perspective on this. I've been a quadriplegic ever since I broke my neck a few years ago, so that limits what I can do during sexy time. Basically the girl has to always be on top, and since my girlfriend at the time didn't know how to get me into bed, she would just climb up and straddle me in my wheelchair. Now I'm completely on board with this, but having reduced sensation throughout the majority of my body, including my dick. means it's significantly harder to make me come. My girlfriend knew this, but she would always orgasm within 2 minutes. And for some reason she could only come once per session, so she would be riding me and pretty much be done within a few minutes while I had a long way to go. After a while she would get frustrated and start riding faster and harder while leaning into me. This continued for a bit until her DDD-sized boobs were smothering me and my head was crammed between them and the headrest of my wheelchair. I also had not shaved my face in a week, so my scruff was effectively causing rugburn on my face and her tits. I managed to free my face from her cleavage, but now her chest was pushing against my throat and my head was forced to be tilted back so far that any further might have caused me to be even further disabled. I was actually in pain, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings, so I had no choice but to fake my orgasm. I'm pretty vocal, so I really had to ham it up, which made me sound like a retarded donkey. She smiled and leaned back, my throat drenched in tit sweat and her cleavage red with some of my beard hairs stuck to her. I thought I was free, but what she said next terrified me. Now I finally know what makes you come. They think that guys like getting a blowjob like women like getting oral. A woman likes to be teased. She likes slow, sensual movements. She likes gentle sensations. But a man wants vigorous stimulation. Long, fast strokes. Bobbing fast and deep. I like to describe it as the difference between petting a cat and a dog. Not wiping their ass properly. Neglecting the balls. Not communicating the shit you're into. Not actually sucking while giving oral. Dead fish. Even if you're on bottom, there are some hot things you can do, like move your hips, scratch my back, wrap your legs around my waist, hook your legs down around my calf muscles and pull me into you, etc. And this takes a while and differs for each partner, but knowing how long to keep going after the guy finishes. Stop too early and it's just not satisfying. Stop too late and it feels like my dick died. Pro tip that probably only half the women I've been with know about. Pressing with your fingers like underneath my balls but not quite my butthole once it's clear I'm past the point of return, but before I actually come, can make an orgasm much more intense. Something about the prostate. Neglecting the balls. Assuming every guy is into the same thing. Girl I've been seeing recently says shit like, "Can I please come, sir?" And "Who's boss?" To which I want to reply, "Tony Danza." I mean, if that's what you're into, that's fine, but if you're just doing it to stroke my ego, it just kind of ruins it for me. You're not a sex puppet. Sometimes I want to take control. Sometimes I want to lay back and let you do your thing. Neglecting the balls. You like having your boobs fondled while you fall asleep. I like sleeping with my hand down my pants. Play with my balls while I fall asleep and I'm smitten. That weird double bounce shit, like when you and your friend both jump on a trampoline at the wrong time and you just kinda buckle your legs. Match the tempo. And if you can't, or are having trouble, or your partner is the shittiest sex metronome you've ever met, being really weird about receiving oral. If you're just not into it, that's fine. But if you're not into it because vaginas are gross, know that the thought of having a dick in my mouth isn't doing anything for me, but that primal hunger you feel towards the dong. I got that towards your ham wallet. You know how good it makes you feel when you make your man come. Yeah, most guys aren't that different. I'm not doing it because I feel obligated. I'm doing it because I want to make you feel as good as you make me feel. Never initiating. Unless I have the flu or an immediate family member just died. I'm in the mood. Even if I'm not in the mood and you are, I'll do the deed, but I probably won't win any awards. But I'll still be happy. This happens rarely, but sometimes shit doesn't work out. Maybe I had too many drinks. Maybe you said something that was like, "Huh." Maybe I get the idea that you're not really having fun anymore. 99 times out of 100 sex for a guy ends in an orgasm, which is a lot better than I imagine most women are used to. Even if the woman comes a few times, she doesn't always get one at the finish. Men pretty much always finish. But sometimes for whatever reason it doesn't happen. It doesn't mean I'm cheating. It doesn't mean I'm not attracted to you. It doesn't mean you've failed in your duty as a woman. It just means it didn't work out that one time. Let's not dwell on it. It makes it a trillion times worse when you start faking like you're really hot for me when I'm trying to smash you with my half-erect dick. I'll see you same time same place tomorrow and it'll be fine. Will someone, anyone, please touch this man's balls? stroking it dry with a death grip. I now know what guys felt like when reading what they do wrong. One guy says don't touch my balls, the other one says touch them. Don't suck too much. Suck more. Take control. Don't. How am I supposed to learn anything here? It's easy. Communicate with your partner before and during the intercourse. Some men will like things you like. Some won't. That's why you communicate to find out if you are compatible or wanna explore each other ideas. The true mistake done by women is that they expect men to read their minds on what they like and what they find creepy. Don't call me daddy. As a father, that makes me feel really weird. Don't your kids then. Halfway through writing, checking your phone during. I realized that probably has more to do with me than her. Not initiating. Waking me up in the middle of the night to talk about something when there was plenty of time before bed. I'd like to think that I'm a caring boyfriend, but if she wakes me up in the middle of the night without an emergency or a full mouth, I'm not waking up. Eating crumbly foods in bed. You know you're going to have to lay on and desperately try and brush crumbs away all night. But here you are, eating a whole can of Pringles in one sitting, on your bed, like an animal. Some girls have the conception that guys like it if you stick your finger up the butt, which is flatly untrue. You have to be at least wrist deep to get a pleasurable reaction. Putting the full responsibility of foreplay in the male and being too passive in general. Don't just go for the dick. Make me need it first. If I really need it instead of just kind of want it, it's so much better. Are you telling me that, as a man, you might need foreplay and are not always ready to just have sex? Shocked face. I know, preposterous.